Um, so Doreen, when you first came to me and were looking to potentially invest in Fear to Freedom, what were some of the thoughts or feelings that you was going through you?
I knew I wanted to do something for me, but I was afraid. And I didn't know that it was okay to actually invest in myself. I was pretty scared to make that investment. But I took a leap of faith. We had just been at that all-day conference,
Mm-hmm.
and that was such a powerful conference for me. I knew I wanted to go to the next level because I always felt afraid and sure of myself. But at the conference, I felt like, wow, first of all, I'm not the only one who feels this way. And second of all, I can maybe get out of this and be that strong, confident woman that I always wanted to be for myself. Other people see it, I don't. And I needed to see it for myself.
Awesome. What do you feel made you take that leap of faith?
I was not in a good place. And I think I had done some work with you prior to that. I had done some Reiki. Actually, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So Reiki, I had such a powerful reaction to the Reiki, which made me realize that, oh my God, there's more to me than what I've ever really thought about. And I wanted to explore that level of who I am or who I was. I wanted to explore that and find out more about it, more how that would affect me, affect my life. I realized there were things that I was not getting, and I wanted to get them.
Awesome.
That's the way to put it.
And when you started Fear to Freedom, what were you, I guess, what were you looking to release or let go of?
Anxiety, negativity, depression, fear that I wouldn't be able to get through the program, fear that I would be able to get to the program and then what would happen. But those were my biggies: anxiety, depression, because I've been clinically depressed my entire life, practically. So I figured at that point, I had nothing to lose. What was the worst thing that could happen? And I remember learning that question a long time ago. What's the worst thing that could happen? And can I handle it? Once I made that answer to myself, can I deal with it? No, yeah, sure, you can deal with it. You dealt with everything else. Mm-hmm. So I literally closed my eyes, held my nose, and jumped into the pool. That's what I did.
Awesome. And you had shared with me once before that you have gone through many different types of ways to receive help. Can you touch base on that a little bit?
I've seen counselors and therapists and psychiatrists and taken meds, which I still do. But I got more out of the 8 weeks of that program than I have with the over 20 years. Oh, it's been well more than 20 years of psychotherapy and counseling and all that kind of stuff. It helped me become more me and to learn about how to deal with the depression and the anxiety and how the stress would come in and take over and how I could let that go and release it. How I learned how to release things that I had not learned was even a possibility prior to working with you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so I was going to ask, and maybe you just answered it, but I was going to ask, what do you feel has been the biggest difference between the work that we've done together? And yes, you did, you were referring to the first 8 weeks of the Fear to Freedom. And what with the work that you've done with myself versus the work that you've done in other therapy, what do you feel has been the biggest, or the reason that it's so different, or how the difference in it? Like, how does it
Understand. I think I understand your
okay, go
question.
ahead, thanks.
So it's it goes to the root. It's not just like an icing on a cake that says, all right, you can just smooth this over if you just like take a pill or tell yourself you're okay, or it's going to be okay, blah 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 blah. Talk therapy is not the same as the Fear to Freedom or working with you, because you become fully involved. It's mind, body, and spirit. Whereas the other things that I've dealt with in the past have only been with the mind. And they didn't understand, they never really explained that there's a way to let go, to explode, to release. I didn't have tools that I got working with you. That's probably my main thing. I did not have tools to use to help myself get beyond where I was when things would get bad.
Awesome, awesome. And to wrap things up today, what do you feel has been your biggest shift through the Fear to Freedom program throughout the year?
My biggest shift.
Or you can share a couple, because a year is
blah, blah, blah. I can stop myself sometimes and say, wait a minute, what's going on? Do this, do that. Can make my superwoman stance. I know how to use the energy triangle. I've learned the breathing techniques have helped me tremendously. So I am trusting myself more to know what needs to be done, and I'm able to actually share what I need with my husband and explain to him, like, when things are like, he sees it. If I start to like go down,
Right.
he sees it before I do sometimes. But once I catch myself, I'm like, boom, I got to do this right now. Stop, think, breathe, and move on. So my episodes of depression and anxiety have been much less intense than ever before in my life because of the tools that I learned working with you.
That's amazing. And there's one more piece that I feel is really beneficial that I would love for you to share about is the community of women that are part of this organization, and how that community helps you, and how you help that community.
It is the most amazing group of women I have ever had the honor or the pleasure of being involved with, or knowing, or working with. There's no judgment, no matter what. Nobody ever comes out and says, well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's like everybody celebrates every little positive thing that everybody shares. They reach out, you can reach out for help, like, hey, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I need prayers for my husband. I needed prayers for when my husband was sick. And I got them, and he got well. And I believe in that power. But this group of women, I'm going to cry because we're all over the place. Most of us have never met each other in person.
Physically all over the place.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So we've never met each other in person, but we all have this connection, and you can reach out to anybody or to the whole group, however you want to do it, for whatever it is that you may need or want at any given time. And they can do the same with me. And it's amazing how Like if they don't hear from you for a while, they'll reach out and, hey, what's going on? Just checking in to make sure you're okay, because we all understand how life gets in the way, but we're all there continuously, no matter what. So this group of women, phenomenal, phenomenal. I'm honored.
It's so awesome. And, that's really one of the keys to success, is surrounding yourself with people that are going to inspire you and uplift you and support you. And this community is absolutely amazing. I agree.
Absolutely.
You guys are awesome. Is there anything in closing that you feel you want to share that you haven't, on how this work has impacted your life, your relationships, your health, your finances, anything along those lines that you would like to share?
I am in a better place. Weight's an issue. I want to release pounds, which I will do. But I've been able to look at myself in a different way, so that I'm more comfortable with myself. I'm able to make little tiny improvements, and every little improvement that I make it's okay, even if it's just a little thing. I feel stronger. Financially, I was scared because I retired, but somehow there always seems to be enough money for whatever we need, whenever we need it, or for what we want when we want it. It's all there. And I find myself changing the way I approach taking care of me, taking care of my husband. We're much calmer together, not so many blow-ups like we used to have. And it's a good thing. I'm more comfortable in my life and with my relationships with family and friends.
So beautiful. I'm so happy for you, Doreen. And I know that there's been some ups and downs in the last 2 years of your life, many different transitions and things, and you're just doing beautiful work, and you should really be proud. And, the only way to get big results is by celebrating the small steps. So you are just amazing. Is there anything that you would share with someone that's kind of where you were at that conference, that was so scared, that was terrified, that wanted to reach out, but hasn't yet reached out? What would you do? Any piece of advice for them?
Take a deep breath, or take 3 deep breaths, one at a time, let them out, center yourself, and think about, why do you want to do this? What is it that you hope to get from this? And if it's some kind of positive thought that you want to do something to change your life, take that deep breath, hold your nose, and jump. Just jump in and do it. Because I'll tell you, if I had not just said, I'm just going to do it, I wouldn't be where I am right now. But I took that leap of faith, and because I trusted you. And I really didn't know you that well, but something in that conference, I trusted you to know that I was going to get only good things coming out of it in the long run. And just do it. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And answer that question. And if you're okay with that answer, go for it. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Awesome.
In a heartbeat, I would do it again.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming and sharing, Doreen, and being here. So thank you for coming. Thank you for doing the work that you've done. It's my true mission and belief as we help, is to help women turn their struggles into miracle. And my overall mission is to create a ripple effect into the world, to raise one person's consciousness so that we can raise the world's consciousness. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this work, because you are part of my mission, and I love you so much.
I love you too, Brenda. Thanks so much. See you soon.